Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with the inaugural episode of Cowardly Hames & Co. with our nautical mishaps and otherwise maritime misadventures. I just thought I'd do a quick upload today just to make sure everything was working with one of my favourite ships of the entire game. It of course being the Kuma class cruiser in the Imperial Japanese Navy tech tree. Just turning things down a bit so I can be heard properly. Now, why do I like this ship? Well, it's a simple fact. It's fast, it's got lovely maneuverability, but something that is very close to my heart is the amount of firepower. Now, we're not talking big guns here. We're not talking hugely lethal guns here. But we're talking a gun setup that will allow you to maintain 6 guns on target, so long as you've got a couple of seconds for the turrets to turn the requisite direction. Now, not only that, I'm sure you've noticed that this bad boy has torpedoes. 2 sets of dual torpedoes on each side of the craft, both left and right of course, with a limited AA setup that is serviceable, although you won't be getting any kill streaks with aircraft on it. Now, let's get this bad boy in the water. I have had some phenomenal runs in the Kuma. It's not so much a brawler as very effective when the enemy ships, especially the battleships, are engaged with other ships, because you can just stream HE shell after HE shell onto them. Although that being said, it is feasible to engage battleships if you're nimble with the footwork, that is. I actually think my best game with the Kuma was in a game where I actually got behind enemy lines, and well, let's just say both of the enemy's carriers soon learned what I could do. Now, this is actually a new map. I find the layout a little odd, although quite enjoyable. I did have quite a large amount of fun defending this area from enemies pushing from sea in towards it with a good friend of mine, Silverpen. We did eventually have to keep retreating though, due to the concerted push from the enemy team. Now, yes, of course, since this is the fully upgraded Kuma, you're going to have the ability to deploy 3 fighter aircraft to assist you. Although, to be perfectly honest with you, the Kuma itself is really quite maneuverable enough in and of its own to dodge most aircraft-borne attacks, so it's more of an aerial denial than a lethal weapon. Now, come on, Furutaka. Yes. The Furutaka is one of my favourites. Oh, it's a good cruiser. It has a decent AA setup, its guns are hefty, especially with AP, and it's got about a 12 to 15 second reload. It is also very maneuverable and nice and fast. Its one downside in my mind really is the fact that the turrets can take quite some time to turn. Of course, that kind of is offset by it having some very meaty torpedoes, and here we have the very initial shots from the enemy team, an Omaha landing just off the starboard bow of the Furutaka, and he is just coming into view, so I'm going to line him up here. Okay, let's see what I can do, because I do not want to get too close to him. Alright, begin the turn. Where are you? There's someone. Bingo. Unlikely to hit.
Our team has taken the lead.
But I'm doing the hydroacoustic swoop and fighters because there is a destroyer in the area. Now where are... Bingo. Come on. Where are you? I know you're there. I see the enemy fire incoming. Dodge. That's a Cleveland, which is my least favourite ship to verse, but will probably be one of my favourite ships to play once, yes, and dodging the torpedoes once I get up to it. Now the keen-eyed amongst you Oh joy, that is the Cleveland. We'll realise that I've not yet scored a hit. I'm off to a grand start, aren't I? Now, yeah, I'm going to have to cut around the back of this battleship to get on the enemy side of the Furutaka, or I could just turn hard to starboard and begin bringing my guns about.
Our team has taken the lead.
Alright, we've got 2 of the 3 capture points, so it's going to be a delaying game as we attempt to hold them off here and potentially push to reinforce our other capture points. Where you're the Cleveland. You must die, and you must die quickly. Hang on, where are you? One of you's... Come. Get into range.
Torpedoes to starboard.
I'm safe. Our battleship isn't, though. Our battleship definitely isn't. Turn. Turn. Destroyer, where are you? Come on. Of course, he is behind the island. It looks like I'm going to have to divert to take on this guy rather than tangoing head on. Actually, sod it. Use the 7 marker. It's a Miyogi, so I'll probably want to swap to the 10. It is possible to take out a Miyogi in a Kuma, although you will really have to do quite a bit of fancy footwork, as well as relying... Oh, I'm so boned. Get on the repair ability on the double. Swap targets onto the cruiser. And I'm setting myself up for a lovely little torpedo run once he gets to within the requisite range. Now come on, play nice for me. Score the kill. Damn. Oh well. Who's shooting at me? Ah, it's you. You are an Omaha. Alright, get shots onto the Miyogi as I try to get out of range of that Omaha. Dodge, dodge. Come on, swing it about, swing it about. And this really is key for especially cruisers like the Kuma to just... well, I wanted to keep spinning anyway. To just keep moving and keep dodging. Just make yourself as difficult and as annoying to hit as is humanly possible. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely let myself get too far forward there. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, there we have the ignoble end of the first adventure in the Furutaka, with a critical lesson of do not distance yourself too far from friendly vessels. Seas are... Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with the inaugural episode of Cowardly Hen. Of course, the early matchmaking could be a little wonky, but it has gotten better. And I'm not up against any Carolinas today. Yes! Huzzah! They've got 2 Wyomings, 2 South Carolinas, 2 Kumas, 10 Ryu, and numerous other destroyers. Though there are aircraft carriers. The Hosho's not a bad aircraft carrier, to be honest with you. Although you do run into the issue, if you're going up against the American aircraft carriers, of, well, quite simply running out of aircraft, because their squadrons are twice as large as yours, and, well, you can only field 1 fighter squadron at a time. So I'm going to be heading up to the northern flank this time to sort of form a probably retreating defensive action should resistance from the enemy team be too strong. And it looks like the carrier is heading over there, which is probably for the best. And it would be nice if we could, excuse me, get a battleship up here, just for some extra firepower or muscle. Got a fighter group heading over the top to provide initial scouting, I hope. Stay the course. Destroyer, cruiser, don't leave me. I actually quite enjoy this map, although that area to the south is effectively, in my mind, a guaranteed torpedo trap. You are going to get torpedoed by destroyers, no matter what. Come on, come on. May the artillery gods bless me? No, the artillery gods hate me. I need to sacrifice another destroyer. And they've got 2 of their battleships heading this way. Well, we can deal with that when they get here, because it will be quite some time. Now what I'm going to try and do is present a small target to him, and hopefully get torpedoes off. I knocked out something on him, set him on fire, got an incapacitation. He's turning to avoid torpedoes. And we are just concentrating fire on him to the nth degree. Now I am going to be pulling out of here because I have taken an unholy amount of damage. Come on, reload. Come on, dodge. Try to dodge. Yes. Using the edge of the map. Stay alive, stay alive. Just stay alive. As unlucky as this is. And well, ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing here another illustration of why distancing yourself from friendly ships is always a bad idea. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed the initial episode with more lessons to come.